The WWE Universe has been rocked to its core. What was supposed to be a moment of glory at SummerSlam, the legendary cash-in by Seth Rollins, has turned into a nightmare of corporate scandal and shattered trust. Behind the scenes, the truth that's now coming out is darker and more infuriating than anyone expected. Seth Rollins allegedly manipulated his knee injury, faked medical reports, and pulled off one of the most brazen stunts in WWE history. And at the eye of this storm, none other than Triple H, WWE's Executive Vice President of Talent Relations, now furious beyond belief, demanding answers, and shaking up the entire company's disciplinary system in response. This isn't just locker room drama or a storyline twist. This is a direct assault on WWE's integrity, accountability, and the very trust fans put into the sport. Part 2. Setting the stage. Seth's injury. Let's rewind a few months. Seth Rollins, a man known for his cunning mind and in-ring brilliance, was reported sidelined with a serious knee injury. The reports were grim. Surgery, months of rehab, the kind of injury that sidelines even the toughest superstars for a long time. The WWE Universe was sympathetic, fans sending get-well wishes flooding social media. But as it turns out, many of these reports were doctored. Sources close to the WWE medical team have revealed inconsistencies in Seth's evaluations. Allegations surfaced that Seth, desperate to maintain his spot at the top and manipulate his contract status, altered or influenced medical opinions. Multiple insiders say there were red flags. Doctors expressing concerns that Seth's injury was exaggerated, yet pressure from his camp led to overly optimistic timelines and misrepresented findings. It was all leading to one audacious move: the SummerSlam cash-in, where Seth shocked the world by showing up seemingly healed and ready to strike, taking down the champion at the peak moment of drama. Part 3. Triple H's fury and corporate fallout. Triple H doesn't tolerate games, especially when it comes to the health and safety of his talent or the WWE's reputation. When this manipulation came to light, he erupted. Official sources inside WWE have confirmed that he immediately ordered a full investigation into Seth's medical records, contractual obligations, and the role of WWE's medical staff. The results: alarming. The investigation uncovered forged documents, inconsistent doctor notes, and suspiciously timed rehab reports that didn't align with Seth's physical condition. The boardroom meetings reportedly went from tense to explosive, with Triple H demanding disciplinary action and reform to prevent this kind of deceit from ever happening again. Part 4. Ethics, accountability, and what this means for WWE. This scandal raises huge questions about how WWE manages wrestler injuries, medical transparency, and contractual ethics. How many other superstars might be bending the truth about their health for financial or storyline gain? How deeply ingrained is the pressure to perform, even at the cost of honesty? Fans are divided. Some defend Seth's ambition, calling it part of the wrestling business. Others are outraged, calling for his suspension or worse. WWE's disciplinary structure is now under intense scrutiny. Industry insiders speculate that the company will overhaul medical protocols, introduce third-party evaluations, and implement stricter penalties for falsifying medical information. Part 5. What's next? Seth Rollins' future in WWE. Seth has remained silent since the allegations surfaced. His social media is eerily quiet. Rumors swirl that he's facing an internal WWE hearing, with his contract and future on the line. Legal experts hint at possible breaches of contract that could lead to suspension or termination. Meanwhile, Triple H is positioning himself as the guardian of WWE's integrity, vowing to clean house and restore trust. The power struggle backstage is intensifying, and the fallout from this scandal will shape WWE's policies for years to come. Part 6. Fan reactions and the wrestling community speaks out. The WWE Universe has taken to Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube with explosive reactions. Heated debates rage about whether Seth's actions are justified in a cutthroat business or unforgivable acts of deception. Fellow wrestlers, past and present, have started weighing in, some offering support, others condemning the betrayal. This controversy isn't just news, it's a cultural flashpoint in wrestling, challenging the fragile balance between entertainment and real-world accountability. Part 7. Final thoughts. A turning point for WWE. The Seth Rollins scandal isn't just a story about one man's knee injury. It's a wake-up call for WWE and the wrestling world at large. Transparency, honesty, and respect for health have to become pillars, or the sport risks losing the very fans who made it great. Will WWE rise to the challenge? Will Seth face justice? Or will this be swept under the rug, another dark chapter in wrestling's complicated history? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure: this controversy has rocked the WWE Universe like never before, and fans aren't going to let it fade quietly. The whispers started backstage weeks before SummerSlam, but nobody expected the full story to unravel like this. Seth Rollins had been nursing what was officially reported as a severe knee injury, an injury that should have kept him off WWE programming for months. Yet, almost overnight, Seth transformed from sidelined patient to main event cash-in mastermind. Sources close to the WWE medical staff leaked disturbing details. Several doctors and trainers expressed concerns that Seth's injury reports were inconsistent and possibly influenced. The initial MRI scans reportedly showed damage, but subsequent medical examinations indicated signs of rapid recovery, too rapid for a serious injury like the one claimed. One insider confided, there was pressure coming from Seth's camp to push the narrative that he was healing faster than expected. Some medical staff felt uncomfortable signing off on this, but the higher-ups seemed to prioritize storyline plans over medical honesty. This manipulation, if true, goes beyond just a wrestler bending the truth. It risks athlete safety, WWE's credibility, and challenges the trust fans place in the product. After all, the injury narrative shapes audience investment and wrestler momentum. Seth's SummerSlam shock cash-in, masterstroke or betrayal. At SummerSlam, Seth's dramatic cash-in seemed like the perfect story arc, a hero returning from injury to snatch victory at the last moment. But now, with allegations that the injury was exaggerated or falsified, the moment takes on a darker hue. The audacity to stage an injury, manipulate medical records, and deceive the WWE universe has ignited a firestorm. Many fans feel betrayed, accusing Seth of playing with their emotions and the integrity of the sport. Social media exploded with comments like, "Seth lied to us all. That's not wrestling, that's a scam. If this is true, WWE needs to ban him immediately. We support fighters who put their bodies on the line, not actors faking injuries." Even some fellow wrestlers have taken sides. While a few defend Seth's competitive spirit, others question his ethics and the precedent this sets. Triple H's explosive response behind closed doors. When the news reached WWE's executive suite, Triple H was reportedly livid. Known for his no-nonsense leadership and respect for the craft, he views this as a betrayal not just of the company, but of every wrestler who endures real pain and injury. Sources say Triple H demanded immediate action, a thorough audit of medical records, interviews with doctors and trainers, and a full review of Seth's contract terms relating to injury claims and insurance. He allegedly told his team, "We can't allow this kind of deception. It jeopardizes careers, trust, and our entire operation. If anyone's gaming the system, they'll face the consequences." This investigation has sent shockwaves through WWE's backstage culture, with talent and staff awaiting the fallout nervously. The stakes. More than just a knee injury. This controversy is about more than just one man's health or one moment in a pay-per-view event. It strikes at WWE's systems for protecting athletes and ensuring fairness. Injuries in wrestling aren't just storyline fodder, they're real, painful, and career-defining. When a superstar fakes or exaggerates injuries, it undermines the sacrifices others make and threatens to normalize dishonesty. The WWE board is now considering major policy changes. Mandatory third-party medical evaluations, stricter penalties for falsifying injury reports, and revised contract clauses to discourage manipulation. What does this mean for Seth Rollins' career? The man once hailed as the architect now faces a critical crossroads. His reputation, fan support, and even his contract could be on the line. Legal insiders suggest the breach of trust could lead to suspension or contract termination. More importantly, the wrestling community's perception of Seth could shift dramatically, from respected performer to controversial figure. With Triple H leading the charge, Seth's next moves will be scrutinized heavily. Fan reactions. Divided and furious. The WWE universe is polarized. Hashtags like hashtag Seth Rollins scandal and hashtag fake injury sweeps have trended worldwide. Some fans express disappointment but hope for redemption. We all make mistakes. Seth can still prove he's a warrior. Others are unforgiving. This is the end of Seth Rollins. WWE must take a stand. The debate spills into YouTube comments, Twitter threads, and even podcasts, making it clear this story won't fade soon. As the WWE medical team and external consultants launched a full-scale investigation, cracks began to appear in the official narrative around Seth Rollins' knee injury. Confidential medical records, leaked by insiders, revealed discrepancies that raised serious red flags. Multiple MRI scans, taken just weeks apart, showed inconsistent levels of damage and recovery that didn't align with typical healing timelines for such an injury. Some scans suggested minimal ligament damage, while others indicated more severe trauma, leaving experts puzzled and questioning the authenticity of the reports. What's worse? Some medical professionals involved reportedly confessed to feeling pressured to clear Seth prematurely, fearing backlash or interference from the talent's camp or WWE executives eager to capitalize on storyline momentum. A former WWE doctor, speaking on condition of anonymity, said, "There was an unspoken culture of push the story, which at times blurred the line between medical honesty and entertainment. Seth's case was extreme because it involved falsified documents and manipulated evaluations. The backstage fallout. Allies, enemies, and the power struggle. The scandal sent shockwaves backstage, rattling locker rooms and corporate offices alike. Wrestlers who respected Seth's in-ring abilities felt betrayed by his alleged dishonesty, while others whispered about how this might affect locker room dynamics moving forward. Sources say some locker room veterans sided with Triple H, supporting the crackdown on unethical behavior, while others questioned whether the investigation was as transparent as claimed, suspecting possible internal politics at play. Meanwhile, the power dynamics in WWE's talent relations department have become increasingly tense. Triple H, known for being both a disciplinarian and a protector of wrestlers, now faces pressure from higher-ups who are wary of the negative publicity this controversy is generating. Corporate chaos. WWE's response and policy shake-up. In response to the scandal, WWE has reportedly begun revising its injury management protocols. Key proposed changes include mandatory independent medical evaluations before injury claims can be accepted, increased transparency around injury timelines and rehabilitation progress shared with the public, stricter contractual clauses penalizing falsification or manipulation of medical information, enhanced oversight to ensure wrestler safety is prioritized over storyline convenience. These changes could signal a turning point for WWE, pushing the company to balance entertainment demands with ethical responsibility. What this means for fans and the future of WWE storytelling. For fans, this scandal raises uncomfortable questions about the authenticity of the sport they love. Wrestling is a unique blend of athleticism and scripted drama, but when real-life deception seeps into the mix, it blurs the lines and threatens fan trust. WWE must now navigate the delicate task of restoring faith while maintaining the excitement and spectacle that defines its brand. Seth Rollins' next chapter. Redemption or ruin. With the investigation ongoing, Seth Rollins faces an uncertain future. Will he own up to the allegations, fight back, or retreat into silence? His response could make or break his legacy. For a performer known as the Architect, this moment might become the defining storyline of his career, a cautionary tale about ambition, deception, and the price of fame. Fan reactions heat up. Social media remains a battleground. Some fans express empathy, arguing that Seth's actions are a symptom of the immense pressure wrestlers face. Others demand accountability and even call for WWE to set a precedent by punishing Rollins harshly. The WWE universe is watching closely, their passion fueling every twist in this unfolding saga. Behind WWE's polished veneer, the Seth Rollins injury scandal is exposing some harsh realities. Exclusive insider interviews have revealed a backstage culture grappling with the fine line between showbiz and athlete welfare, and how Seth's case has become a lightning rod for long-standing frustrations. One backstage source, speaking under anonymity, spilled. There's been resentment simmering for years. Wrestlers push their bodies to the limit, often risking permanent damage. When someone like Seth allegedly fakes or exaggerates injuries for storyline advantage, it cuts deep. It's disrespectful to everyone who fights through real pain. But it's not just locker room drama. Legal experts warn that WWE could face serious liabilities if medical documentation was falsified, especially if insurance claims or contracts were affected. Potential legal consequences for Seth Rollins and WWE. Medical fraud, even in the world of entertainment sports, is no joke. If Seth Rollins knowingly submitted false injury reports, he could face consequences ranging from fines to breach of contract lawsuits. WWE, for its part, might be compelled to tighten contractual language, include more rigorous medical checks, and potentially seek damages if their trust was breached. Lawyer James Caldwell, specializing in sports law, explained. The implications extend beyond WWE. This could set a precedent impacting all professional athletes in scripted sports. Clearer medical accountability standards are on the horizon. The locker room culture shift. A wake-up call. Seth's controversy has ignited broader conversations about wrestler treatment. Many veterans argue this scandal exposes a deeper issue, the need for WWE to prioritize genuine health over narrative expediency. There's talk of wrestlers pushing back against unrealistic comeback timelines, demanding better support for injury recovery, and calling for transparency around wellness policies. One top-tier talent reportedly said, "We want to protect our careers, but also our health." Seth's situation shows what happens when the system's broken. It's time for change. Triple H's leadership tested. For Triple H, this scandal is more than a PR nightmare, it's a test of his leadership philosophy. Known as a wrestler's champion behind the scenes, he now has to balance empathy for performers with corporate responsibility. Sources say Triple H has been personally involved in interviews and medical reviews, pushing for a swift but fair resolution. His message to WWE staff reportedly was clear. We have to rebuild trust. That starts with accountability and protecting our talent. No one is above that, no matter how big their name. Fan theories and speculations run wild. Fans aren't holding back either. Theories flood forums and comment sections. Was Seth pressured by WWE creative to fake the injury for storyline gain? Did Triple H cover up or overlook inconsistencies to protect a star? Could this scandal lead to a full locker room revolt? The speculation keeps the fire burning, with WWE fans glued to every update, hungry for answers and justice. What's next for Seth Rollins and WWE? As the investigation continues and policies evolve, Seth's fate hangs in the balance. Redemption could come through honesty and atonement, but the road will be long and unforgiving. For WWE, the challenge is restoring faith with fans and performers alike while preserving the spectacle that fuels their global empire.